How do we go from being the type of entrepreneur that procrastinates and that stays stuck and that never experiences a breakthrough to the type of entrepreneur that takes action over and over and over again, even when they don't feel like it? In this video, I'm going to share one thing that I learned from Dr. Alec Kanoja, or Dr. K, who is the co-founder of Healthy Gamer. He creates his own YouTube videos, and I highly recommend that you go watch them. In one of his YouTube videos, he discusses the biggest differences between low performers and high performers. And one of the things that he mentions, I think, could be the thing that could help you go from procrastinating to actually doing all of the things in your coaching business specifically that you should be doing. Things like creating content daily, building your email list, reaching out to clients, making your offer better, all of the things that we need to do. So the one thing that really separates high performers from low performers is that they avoid different things. It's not that high performers are these superheroes that never try to avoid pain. They're just using the mechanisms and the technology, so to speak, of how their brain is wired to be advantageous to who they want to become in the future. Now, how do they avoid pain differently to become a high performer? This is the thing that we have to understand about our brains. Our brains are working usually the way that they're supposed to. Our brains are supposed to do one of two things, which is we have a tendency to seek pleasure. So we want to feel better, which is why if you go into a room and you say, "Who wants to change your life?" Everyone is like, "Yeah, me. I want to feel better." This is why a lot of the marketing is around feeling better than you do right now. Our brains want to feel better. They want to seek pleasure, things that make us feel good, which is why all these social media platforms and a lot of other supplements, pills and stuff become very addictive, because at first it makes us feel better and then we go down a very dangerous path. The other thing that our brains are wired to do is to protect us from pain. If you sit down and you go to do something very uncomfortable, specifically if that thing is new or that thing caused you some type of pain in the past, it is completely normal for your brain to go, "Hold up, I don't want to do this. Let's go over here and do something else that we are comfortable doing." But the thing is, the difference between the high performer and the low performer is that the low performer is someone that avoids pain that they're experiencing now or today. The high performer is someone that does something today to avoid a greater pain in the future. If you don't create a video today, if you don't send an email to your list today, then in the future, you will experience some type of pain. You could experience a dip in sales. You could experience not retaining as many clients because you're not top of mind and they go to someone else. You could experience a dip in your stomach or a knot in your stomach when you look at your views and your analytics dashboard and everything is red instead of green. You could experience just feeling disappointed in yourself because you know that that is the thing that you should be doing. You are foregoing pain in the moment. So you're choosing not to experience the uncomfortability of pressing that live button, of pressing that record button, of sending out that email that's even imperfect, or publishing your first LinkedIn newsletter. But when you make that choice, we have to understand that you're also making the choice to experience pain in the future. What a high performer does is say, "I know that this is going to be uncomfortable now. I know that I don't feel like doing this now. But if I don't do this now, I am going to experience that pain in the future." I'll give you an example. Let's say that I don't have the creamer that I use for my Cuban coffee in the morning. Let's say that it's 10 o'clock at night and I don't feel like running to the store. So I have two options. I can choose to not run to the store now, even though I'm exhausted and it's uncomfortable and it will be painful. but I will then have to experience the pain of waking up in the morning and reaching for my creamer in the fridge half asleep and it not being there. In that instance, I would choose to go to the store, get the creamer, because I don't want to experience that other pain early in the morning. As business owners, we can use the way that our brains are wired and use the way that our brains function and reframe pain so that we do the things that we need to do now to increase our chances of success. So the next time that you go, let's say to record a video, you don't feel like it, or to go live, you don't feel like it, say, I'm going to choose the discomfort or the pain of recording the video, of going live now, because I don't want to experience XYZ pain in the future. Now, the trick here is to make the pain in the future a lot bigger than the pain that you're experiencing now. If I say, I don't feel like going live today, but if I don't go live, I'm choosing to not have many people on my webinar next week. And if I don't have many people on my webinar next week, then I will not meet my sales quota. And if I don't meet my sales quota, and this is where you would put something emotional, then we're not going to go on a winter vacation in January. When a lot is on the line in the future, based on the action that you're doing today, you're more likely to do it. So try to use this as kind of a secret weapon the next time you sit down. You don't feel like making a cold call. You don't feel like sending an email. Just reframe and tell your brain, if we don't do this now, then we will experience this much, much, much bigger discomfort and pain in the future. And that's why high performers consistently do the things that they should today. It's not that they have superpowers. It's just that they're leveraging how their brain works to their advantage. They're just avoiding bigger pain in the future. And that's why understanding what it is that you want to achieve within the next 90 days and how it is that the things that you're doing today are connected to achieving those things is very important. Because if you're just doing things to do them, then you can't really connect them to a pain point in the future. So if I'm just going live to do it, and I don't really understand why I'm doing it or the function of what I'm doing to serve my future self and my future goals, then I can't really associate it with that pain. But you want to associate it as clearly as the coffee example. If I don't go get this now or do this thing now, then I won't be able to enjoy my beautiful cup of Cuban coffee in the morning. If you don't do your work today, if you don't create content today, then you will have to experience this much bigger pain. So that's the point of this video. I hope it helps, and I hope it helps you take more action. You have the ability to become a high performer with reframes like this. It's not magic. It's just understanding that the equipment you have is working fine. You just have to learn how to leverage it to your advantage and to the advantage of the goals that you have for yourself in the next 90 days or in the next 3 years or 5 years. God bless you. Ciao.